Hi guys, today I'll be showing you how to make my version of spaghetti bolognese. You're gonna need 2 whole tomatoes. I cut them in half, 5 garlic cloves, thyme, half an onion, and a habanero pepper, ground beef, tomato sauce, tomato paste, and I decided not to use regular spaghetti. I used quinoa and brown rice spaghetti that I got from Trader Joe's, and olive oil. The first step is to dice your onions. You'll need a cutting board and a knife. I decided to dice mine in small cubes. The next step is to blend all of your garlic and your tomatoes. So you're gonna put all 5 cloves of garlic and all 4 pieces of tomatoes in the NutriBullet. If you don't have a NutriBullet, you can use a blender. I don't really like the tomatoes to be too smooth. I kind of like them chunky, so as you can see in the video. This next step is optional. I like my food really spicy, so I diced up the habanero pepper. Next, you're gonna take a medium-sized pot, fill it halfway through with water, put it on the stove, and it's gonna be on medium heat. Cover it and wait for it to boil. In another medium-sized pot, you're gonna put the heat to medium. You're gonna put about a tablespoon of olive oil. This will be used to saute your onions. You're gonna place the onions in there and you're gonna mix them all up and wait until they become translucent. Once the onions have become translucent, you're gonna place your ground beef in there. I was mashing it with a spoon, and then now it's seasoning time. I added garlic powder and black pepper. These next steps are just up to your own preference. When I cook, I like to add a lot of seasonings, but you don't have to. As I was adding each seasoning, I was making sure to mince the ground beef so they don't stick together and act like meatballs. After adding all your seasonings and the meat has turned about 90% brown, you want to add the mixture that we blended. You want to add the whole can of tomato sauce, everything, and then you want to add about a tablespoon of tomato paste, and then I added basil leaves, thyme, and the pepper that we diced up. Then you want to cover it and wait for the tomatoes to cook. While that is cooking, you want to check on your water, and once it's boiled, you want to add a tablespoon of olive oil, and then you have a choice. I chose iodized salt, but I do have Himalayan salt, but you can choose to your preference. Back to check on the sauce, I had a feeling that it was done. After about 10 minutes of cooking, it should be finished. It should look like this. I was stirring it as I was going to ensure that it was cooked, and I was tasting it to make sure that it tasted to my liking. Once the water came to a complete boil, I added about half a packet of the pasta since it was only going to be me eating it. I covered it up and I shook it a little to ensure that the pasta had sunk into the bottom. And then I covered it up. I waited about 7 to 10 minutes, and then once it is cooked, it should look like this. After ensuring that the pasta was cooked, I strained it. And then I gave it a little taste to make sure, and then I plated it. And then I added the sauce on top, added a little parsley for decoration.